Now, there's been 4 conferences that have happened for Buteyko, which has been very exciting for us, trying to get it out internationally. I'd just like to show you a brief scene from the first conference in New Zealand with the professor singing.
To the conference delegates, Ludmila tells of her husband's discovery of his breathing technique.
The sarcastic attitude proved
A Rasputin-like story of intrigue and suppression under the communist regime, one which even includes assassination attempts.
Some attempts have been organized, at least 9 of them, just to destroy Professor Buteyko physically.
Frida, could you come to the microphone? Frida was living in Russia and she came to Australia in the 1970s after living under a communist rule in the USSR. Would these assassination attempts really have happened, Frida?
Well, the only information I had was from Ludmila Buteyko. And yes, they did happen, and they left very hard influence on Professor Buteyko's health. And what Ludmila called he suffered from and what he died from was actually, I find it hard to translate into English, but the closest would be the cold disease, because he was beaten very severely, and that was in winter in Moscow, and he was left in the snow, and it was only due to neighbors who discovered him and put him in the hot bath that he remained alive, that he survived. But in actual fact, he suffered ever since, and of course, if not for that, he could have lived much longer, because we all know, those who saw him, even met him in 2000, how physically big, fit he seemed to be. And he was singing there all right, and in his spirits he was very, very high. But this is what she called the cold disease. I don't know the medical term for it in Australia.
Great. Thank you, Frida.